Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletale. And here's the star of Tattletale, Bert Convy.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome to Tattletales, and thank you, my dear. It's a lovely outfit you have on today, really. We're in greens almost, aren't we? That's a green, isn't it? Turquoise? Oh, thank you. In the blue section corrected me. I knew somebody would tell me. Somebody's always telling me something. Here the people are going to tell you something today about themselves and also about how much money they're going to win for you. For the blue section today, we have Mr. William Shatner and his wife, Marcy Lafferty. For the banana section today, Mr. Pat Cooper and his wife, Patty Cooper. And for the red section today, from The Price is Right, Mr. Bob Barker and his wife, Dorothy Jo.
Well, seems like a long time since we've seen each other.
It sure does, doesn't it? My golly. Here we are with a new time change for Price is Right, too.
That's right.
Let's do that real quick, because I want everybody to know about that. We should tell them.
I want them to know even more than you do,
I'm sure you
probably,
do.
Bert. It will now be at 10 o'clock in the East, 10 to 11,
Yes.
9 o'clock in the West,
Right.
9 to 10,
9 to
and
10.
Match Game will follow our show
Right.
at 11 o'clock in the East and at 10 o'clock in the West.
Move to the morning.
Yeah.
And here we go. The first question is for the ladies. It's worth $150 to your rooting sections. Ladies, Dear Abby says that a woman can be provocative to men by the way she dresses, by the way she talks to them, and by the way she looks at them. In which way do you think you're most provocative to men? By the way you dress, talk to them, or look at them? Good question. In which way do you think you're most provocative to men? By the way you dress, by the way you talk to them, or by the way you look at them? Off you go, ladies. This will be rather revelatory to all of us, won't it,
Wow,
Bill?
that's a terrific question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really revelatory.
In Marcy's case.
Marcy dresses extremely well, with
yes,
great taste.
wears clothes wonderfully.
Really, but she doesn't dress in a provocative to provoke men.
Oh.
But she dresses to enhance herself, which could be termed provocative.
I've always found it that way.
Now,
What is he talking about?
the second thing is speaking to, right?
Speaking to them,
She
talk to them.
doesn't speak to men to provoke men, but she has a low, sexy voice.
Yes.
And when she looks, she has great green eyes.
Yes.
Which kind of like looking deep into, is like looking into your suit.
Yes.
So, I don't know what she
Look
would
into
do.
my suit.
What's the question again?
What was the question again? Which way do you think she is the most provocative to men?
She probably the total picture, which is dressing.
Okay. That's interesting because what we've said is the way they think they are the most provocative
Right,
to men.
right.
So it may not even be something they're consciously doing, but...
Exactly. But the thing that she would choose to do most positively is her dressing.
Right. Okay. It's the dress. Is that right?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Here she comes. Marcy, which way do you think you're the most provocative to men? By the way you dress, by the way you talk to them, or by the way you look at them?
Oh, gee, I think by the way I dress.
That's correct. Wow. That's fascinating. Well, that's hard to do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The process of deduction, elimination.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I see all of them are good. But Marcy does all. Thank you, Marcy. Pat, they're all good. You know what I
This
mean?
is like 2 series in 1 series.
Bert, if Marcy would put on your suit, she'd drive him wild. You know that?
Marcy, you'll never know what we're talking about. It's
No.
not important. Pat, what will Patty say?
When you ask her the question again.
Most
make
provocative to men, by the way she dresses, by the way she talks to
does.
them, or by
I
the
say
way she
dress.
looks at them?
Dress.
By the way she dresses?
Yes, that's how she feels. She's provocative toward men.
Yes.
Right, I say dress.
Really?
Not really, but I have to say something until next Thursday. That's my answer.
Okay.
Don't turn me around.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to push you. It's just I wanted to be sure
This is
that
an
you...
easy answer. What? She's going to say, what is he talking about? Go ahead.
Okay, it'll be by the way she dresses. Here she comes. Patty, which way do you think you're most provocative to men? By the way you dress, by the way you talk to them, or by the way you look at them?
Well, I hope my husband got this one right. It's really a difficult question. It's between two of them, but I'm going to say the way I talk to them.
No. Oh, what was the other one?
You
What was
never
the
say a
other?
word to nobody.
What was the other one?
You don't even
Patty?
talk to me.
Well, you know, because or the way I what was the middle question?
Dress or look at them?
Oh no, it's not the way I dress. Look at them.
Right, you're wrong all 3 times.
Honey,
Two
we
times.
just changed for the show.
I know.
And you were there for 4 hours. Had to get two guys to get you out of there. You thought everything was all wrong on you. You were perfect. You were nude, but you were perfect.
No, in fact, your third choice is the one that Pat said, by the way you dress.
Oh.
That's
well,
what he said.
I think that's terrific.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about getting it wrong, but I think that's terrific.
Well, I'm
Home
glad
for
we
$75 here.
Glad we kept you two together. The bananas are not too choked
See,
up about it.
I didn't, excuse me, but I didn't say that because I really don't think, of all the time I put into it, that I ever look provocative. See?
Yes, right. Well, you do.
Well, thank
so
you.
there you are. That's what makes ball games. If this were only a ball game, we won. Bob, what will Dorothy Joe say?
I think that Dorothy Joe will say her voice, because I've told her many times that I love her voice. I think she has her voice is much like another great sex symbol, Humphrey Bogart. and I love her voice. She knows that.
Here she comes. Dorothy Joe, which way do you think you're most provocative to men? By the way you dress, by the way you talk to them, or by the way you look at them?
We can just say are none of the above. Well, none of them, but I'd say, I guess, talk.
That's the one on the button. You got it. I won't tell you what Bob said, but you're here. You're right, and Marcy and Bill are right. Split the first question in half, and we'll come back in a moment with question number 2. And won't you? Wait a moment. Question number 2. This is it for you, and if you're ready, ladies, worth $150 as well. When you're depressed, can you make your husband think you're actually in a good mood, yes or no? That's a good question. When you're depressed, can you make your husband think that you're actually in a good mood, yes or no? That's the way to say that, isn't it? I get better with practice. Goodbye, ladies. Pat, what will Patty say?
I think my wife would probably say she could not fool me.
Really?
No way. When she's depressed, she pulls the knife out. And she puts a salami on top of the table, and she goes, are you hungry? I says, is something wrong? She goes, no, not really. And then I say, it's been a pleasure, and I leave.
She couldn't hide it from you.
I doubt. My wife can't hide nothing from me except the money.
Yeah. Betsy's good at hiding
She
that.
hid money one time in my trousers, and I couldn't find the darn thing.
That's the last question.
my answer.
Okay, the answer is no, she could not hide that from you. Here she comes. Patty, when you're depressed, can you make Pat think you're actually in a good mood, yes or no?
No.
That's right. That's what he said.
I feel good now.
See? Now you feel better, right? Yes, I do. That's right. Thank you, Pat. Bob, what will Dorothy Joe say?
I think that Dorothy Joe, I think that she thinks that she can make me think she's in a happy mood. Dorothy Joe, in a fit of honesty, one time told me that she's been depressed for years. So, we've been married 32 years, and she told me she became depressed soon after the honeymoon. And there are times when I do think that she's in a good mood. And so I think that she's fooling me then. And I think she'll say so.
Okay.
I think she'll say that she can fool me.
When you're depressed, can you make your husband think you're in a good mood, and you think she will say yes to that? Okay,
Yes.
Here she comes. Dorothy Joe, when you're depressed, can you make Bob think you're actually in a good mood, yes or no?
I am revoltingly obvious. I could never do it.
Oh, he said yes.
I've been
He said yes, you
fooling
could. He said you could
And
fool
she's
him.
never
Good,
been
I
more
can't
revolting
wait.
than this moment. Honey, you have
Boy,
told
that's
me
great.
that you're always unhappy, and sometimes you appear to be happy, so I'm fooled in those moments.
Oh, those
Oh.
are the moments.
Oh, those
Yeah.
moments.
Okay, well.
We're not having one of those moments,
No,
I
this
can
is-
tell.
No, not now.
No.
Thank you, Dorothy Joe.
But
Bill,
she did sound like Humphrey Bogart, didn't you?
Sid told me about
Bob,
that.
you don't have to say that. She didn't know
I
that. till
did
now.
too. Sid told me.
Oh, he did? What will
Sid,
Marcy-
stay away from her when I'm
Yeah.
not back there.
Sydney backstage. What will Marcy say to this? Can she fool you when she's depressed?
I don't think she can. But then again, she may be fooling about. No. I don't think she can, but she tries. Therefore, the question is, does she think she fools me?
Is that the question?
That's the question.
What's the answer?
I don't know the answer. If I were here, if I knew the answer, I wouldn't be here. No, she cannot fool me, she'll say.
She'll say she cannot fool you.
Right.
Then she can't.
She'll be fooling me if she says that.
And I'll feel like a fool if I don't ask this question pretty soon. Here comes Marcy now. Marcy, when you're depressed, can you make Bill think you're actually in a good mood, yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
That's what he said. You're right. It wasn't easy, though, was it? Marcy, Bill, and Patty and Pat are right. Split it in half. Halftime, gentlemen. Nice close game. We'll come back in a moment. Don't be depressed. Be in a good mood. See you in a second. You know, hi. Here we are. We've changed places after halftime, as you can no doubt tell, because our panel is a heck of a lot prettier. Fellas, this question is for you. It's worth $150 to your rooting sections. Listen carefully. Men, you and your wife get into an elevator by yourselves. Big deal. I do that every day. What kind of a question is this?
Yeah, but that's because your marriage has its ups and downs.
Oh.
It was there.
Please.
It was there, and it had to be said. It had to be said.
Yes, all right, here we go. You and your wife get into an elevator by yourselves. Whoopee. It gets stuck between floors. Aha. You use the emergency phone. You're told that the repair people won't be able to get to you for 2 hours. Do you think you'd take advantage of those 2 hours alone to have a romantic interlude? Yes or no? Could happen. You and your wife get into an elevator. You're all by yourselves. You use the emergency phone. You're told repair people will not be able to get to you for 2 hours. You're there alone. Would you take advantage? Do you think you would take advantage of those 2 hours alone to have a romantic interlude? Yes or no? Off you go. I've heard of busy, but nobody could be that busy. That's the only thing. Listen, I think it's kind of an interesting question if you think about it, because we have not said where you're coming from, have we? We haven't done any of those things, you know. So it's an elevator. And there you are, Dorothy Joe, you and Bob. What do you think?
You asking me?
Yes.
Well, I can't conceive.
What?
We've had 2 hours. I said it.
I don't think that's what we were driving at, Dorothy Joe.
I'll start all over. Can we all come in from the first again and all that? No, actually, we have had lots of 2 hours together. And I'm getting into terrible trouble. No. No way.
The answer is no.
It sure is.
Here he comes. Oh. Bob.
Yes, I don't like the fact that everybody's laughing.
I don't either.
Bob, there you are in the elevator by yourselves. You and Dorothy Joe, and you
Yes.
use the emergency phone. You're
Yes.
told the repairman won't be there for 2 hours. Do you think you'd take advantage of those 2 hours alone to have a romantic interlude? Yes or no?
At risk of disappointing all the nice ladies who've watched me on television over the years, no, I do not think we would have
That's
a romantic...
correct.
But I do not like the fact that it took my wife so long to answer that question.
Well, it wasn't that she took so long. It's just that our laugh was long. It was wonderful. What do you think you'd do? What would you do?
Play
Play
the Price
ghost.
is Right home game.
Yes, right. Thank you, Bob. Marcy, what will Bill do? What will William and you do? What will he say you would do is more important.
Well, I am a basket case when an elevator stops.
Ah, right.
So, I mean, that's a good idea.
Yeah, good
and
idea.
I think Bill might even suggest it.
Yes.
But I don't know how receptive I'd be.
Yeah.
But I think 2 hours is a long time, so that's a good idea.
Well, that's probably why we asked
Now,
that.
but what will he say I'd say?
No, he's going to say, I want
No,
him to...
I have to say what...
What he says, because I'm asking him, What do you think, do you think you'd take the advantage? Does he think that the two of you would take the 2 hours to have a romantic interlude? I'm asking him, though.
I don't know. Okay, I think no.
You'll say no. Okay, let's find out. One good thing is the fear, of course. I mean, it depends on how high you are. I mean, how high up. How high up, I mean, you are. Bring on Bill. Bill.
I don't know what's going on.
We're in
What's
such
going
trouble
on
out
out there?
There you are. You're in the elevator. You're
Yes.
stuck there for 2 hours. And you use the emergency phone because they tell you they can't possibly get to you for 2 hours.
If I can get a hold of the emergency phone, scraping her off me while she's saying, "Get me out of here!"
Do you think you would take advantage of those 2 hours for a romantic interlude?
Advantage? I'd have to be. I mean, there was no way that I could take advantage of her in that situation. She'd be hysterical.
That's what the lady said. She said no, and you're right.
I don't know whether she told you about. I don't know whether she told you about an occasion where she got into the elevator and sunk to her knees in a corner in a panic. I said, "What are you doing down there? People are getting on." Something was wrong with the elevator, and she had cowering in a corner.
Really?
I was trying to bring her.
I can understand why that was easy for you. Then.
Oh.
Absolutely.
But
Patty.
I said it was a very good idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
In that case,
Patty, what
get
will
the music.
what will Pat say?
Well, I've got to get this one right because, it's pressure here.
Yes.
I would say no because Pat knows what a worrier I am. And I for sure think someone was going to be knocking on the elevator and say, "Candid camera."
Yes,
I know. So I mean, I worry,
Yeah, right.
So I
would
have to
worry.
say no.
That's
no.
right. They have security even in elevators sometimes, don't they? They could be watching you in the
Yeah.
basement, having a wonderful
Yeah.
time. Okay, you'll say no. Here
No.
comes Pat. Pat, you're in the elevator. You're stuck for 2 hours because you've called on the emergency phone. It can't get to you for 2 hours. Do you think that you would take advantage of those 2 hours alone to have a romantic interlude? Yes or no?
I don't take advantage of my wife alone in bed.
Well, how about an elevator?
The last time we got excited, I think, was when I goosed a turkey on Thanksgiving. I wouldn't do that in the elevator, no way.
No, that's right. You're all right. We split that 3 ways. Everybody said no. We'll come back in just a moment. $300 questions in a second.
The Buzzer Academy of Hosting presents Making a Graceful Exit.
We bond a fit adieu.
Keep it right here on Buzzer.
All right, this one's worth $300, but we have to move it a bit. We're short on time, fellas. Anybody can win, really. You're only a half a question apart. Men, you and your wife are producing a movie. One of the actors comes in to negotiate for his salary. Who would he get more money from, you or his wife? Good question. You and your wife are producing the movie. One of the actors comes in to negotiate for his salary. Who would he get more money from, you or your wife? Goodbye. Let's start with you, Patty.
Oh, I'd have to say my husband. He would get more money from Pat.
Why is that?
Well, because he gives money away, to the garbage guy and, the drugstore man.
Right.
For no reason
Just
at all. So if someone is working for it, they got it made.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very generous.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
And so is the banana section, because if you don't win today, then you're going to be hit for something here. Okay, you'll say it's Pat. Here he comes. Pat, the actor comes in to negotiate his salary with you and Patty, because he's working for you. Who would he get more money from, you or Pat?
That's easy. I'd give me the house, everything. Me.
That's it. You got it.
Me. Wow.
That's correct. Thank you, Pat. Well, so far, you're winning. We'll see what happens now. Dorothy
Stop
Joe?
the game. Stop the game.
No. Between you and Bob, who would he get more money from?
I expect he'd have better chance from me. I'm a little more generous.
You are? You think so?
I think with money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With money?
With money.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. Bob would be a little tougher on the host.
I think so.
Okay, you'll say it'll be you. Here he comes. Between you and Dorothy Joe, Bob, you're negotiating with this actor who is going to work in the movie that you are both producing. Who would he get more money from in those negotiations, you or Dorothy Joe?
Probably from Dorothy Joe.
That's correct. You got it. Well, we still have a tie. The Bananas and the Reds are tied. You're a half a question ahead of them. However, if you miss this one, we're going to have a tie the other way.
Bill being an actor, I think probably, I have to say me, but I'm a little, I'm not sure because he's been on the other end so many times.
And so have you.
Yes, but he's a tougher negotiator, though. So, he'd get more money from
you. The actor
Yeah.
would get more money from you.
Right.
All right, here he comes. This is it. This is for the game, Bill.
Yeah.
The actor comes in. You and Marcy are producing the
Yeah,
movie. Comes
yeah.
in to negotiate with you. Who would he get more money from? You or Marcy?
He would get more money from Marcy.
That's right. You got it. Everybody gets it. The split it 3 ways. But time is up. The blue section wins it. We'll come back in a moment. And we'll give the blue section with Bill and Marcy did it today. $300. We had $1,000. They will divide $1,300. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching us on Tattletales. Bird Comedy saying so long. See you next time. I thank you.
This is Gene Woods speaking for Tattletale. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This program has been edited for broadcast.